Three little girls get killed, strangled, and threw in a pond. Nobody say nothing. No mainstream media, nothing. You ain't gotta try to convince me that everybody lives matter, because I know that it don't. The mama said that the autopsy say that my babies were strangled, but they still telling me that they drowned. Even though I'm looking at the autopsy, they still telling me my baby drowned when it's telling me right here that they got strangled. They had laceration marks around their throats. They had cuts on their face, but they still telling me that they drowned, even though I could see that they didn't. This is how they handle us. And I'm not trying to make it out of I don't want to make this out of a race issue, but sometimes it is what it is. You know, we're not going to pretend that all lives matter, because they don't. And for those of you who think it do, this is a perfect story for you. Because if the race of these kids were anything other than black, there's no way. You got a district attorney. You got a district attorney saying, why they not sharing information? The district attorney said when they found the children's bodies, they already knew that this was a homicide. When they discovered their bodies, they had already knew that these children had been murdered. She said it's not like they didn't share the evidence with the people because they had a suspect in mind. They didn't have anything, and they still just let it go. The forensic pathologist said that the kids could have had evidence left on their body by the perpetrator. Why are the investigators not out investigating? She said, but this tends to happen to children. And this tends to happen when the family doesn't have money. Again, all lives don't matter. Money matters. Skin color, it matters. And I don't even make videos talking about race or anything like that, but I can't ignore what it is. I can't pretend that if these children was another color, that this would happen to them. We all know that it wouldn't. 3 children, 3 little girls, ages 9, 8, and 5. We are told to believe that they snuck out the house after 10 o'clock at night to go to a pond. How many of y'all ever went to a pond at night? The sounds that you hear coming from a pond, the frogs, the crickets, snakes, some ponds got alligators. I refuse to believe that those little girls wanted to go to a pond. And a pond isn't the cleanest body of water. Got green algae. What were they going there for? And then when the detective showed their pictures, they found the children bikes. They found their shoes. So what were they? And they said when they pulled them out the water, they didn't have a life jacket on them. Again, so what were they going to the park? What were they going to the pond for? And I don't know if y'all heard this part, but this was a private pond. This was private property. So again, I don't believe that these little girls just decided to go to a pond at 10 o'clock at night. I think somebody bought them there. Or I think something happened to them at that house and their bodies were taken to the pond. Or somebody lured them there. But I don't believe that 3 kids. How often is it all 3 kids are runaway? Most of the time, it might be 1, might be 2. But it's always that one that's like, nah, I ain't going. I just can't. Little girls going to a pond after 10 o'clock at night, babysitter, she don't hear nothing. She ain't noticed that 3 kids was missing. It's more to this story.